Live.
All right. I saw my face on the screen. I
got really
excited.
Well, I would introduce you folks, but I don't think you need an introduction. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Who are you?
I'll go first.
Yeah, sure.
I'll go first. I am Joel. I run a show called 3D Printing Nerd on the YouTubes, and I shout at a camera talking about 3D printing.
He shouts at the camera that I'm holding. I'm Sean, and I do the editing and the shooting for this guy right here.
There we go.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do, Mitch?
I ask myself that all the time. I'm one of the people who started this company, Mosaic Manufacturing, which you are at right now. I'm the CEO at Mosaic, and I work with...
Chris. I'm the COO at Mosaic, and it wouldn't be complete if we didn't give a shout out to Derek, who is with us somewhere in the room with all the food.
With the food.
Love you, Derek!
Who is the CTO and the sort of third leg of the tripod of the co-founders of Mosaic.
And this is exciting because not only is this our first time doing something live with you guys, but this is our first time doing something live with a real audience of people here with us. So, thank you, Paul. So here in Toronto and all the people online, thank you for joining us. Jump right in behind us.
Ooh.
We have a couple of photos. We have a 3D print, which something is special about it.
Okay.
And then we have Joel really excited about something else. What's going on? What's going on?
Well, we can talk about the print first. So the print is special in the way in which it was created, but what's really cool is we're going to feature that on a new segment on 3D Printing Nerd called Snack Pack. It's food related because I like food. And the idea behind Snack Packs is we feature a model, a machine, and a material. And I thought it was really interesting how that model with that certain machine was created with those materials. So we're gonna highlight that in a future video on the channel. It's a really cool model too, by the way. If you ever get the chance to print it, you should. And that right there, that was kind of a surprise, to say the least. It was, I get a lot of comments from people anytime I feature the palette because they say, why don't you just put a palette into your palette? So we'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
But I was happy, as you can tell by the photo.
Very happy.
I was happy.
But we did get a video recorded. Here's Derek and Joel and Sean shooting. And that will be coming out at some point.
Looks like we...
Us?
Yes, us. We get to announce something new towards the end of June.
It's coming soon.
It's coming. Can I say it's Mosaic related?
Yeah.
Okay, we get to announce something new that is Mosaic related at the end of June. I don't know an exact date yet.
Well,
I don't, and
is the official announcement coming?
Derek right on the spot now. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming soon.
Derek still has a lot of work to do.
He does.
All right, so quick overview of what's going to happen. Mostly just us talking, but there's going to be a bit more structure. We're going to start off, we're going to review a little bit about what's been going on, share a couple more exciting things that happened the past few days, and then we're going to jump into a parody game show of Hot Ones with hot ends. If anyone doesn't know what a hot end is, don't worry, we'll explain. It'll be great. We will see these people up here eat things that are abnormally spicy.
Cool.
And we're going to have some for everyone out here to try. So if you can handle your spice, you're going to be able to try those as well. Before jumping into that, so this all started because of that thing Joel was saying. We were going to record a video to tell the world about it, which is really exciting. And then Joel's like, well, Derek can come to...
Oh, you want to tell the story?
No, I was blanking on where you're from.
Oh, Seattle.
Seattle. Last time I was there was 3 a.m. So these things are repressed.
That was a late night, man.
Derek was going to go to Seattle, but Joel said, let me come to Toronto, or I should come to Toronto with Sean, and we should hang out for not just 1 day or 2, but 4 days, and he's been here, and things have happened.
A lot of amazing things have happened.
Hey, yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday, Sean played goalie for us for our soccer team, which was sweet.
Look at that.
You did so well.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. It was
job, dude.
I couldn't do the things like progress the ball forward, but I can get in the way of it pretty well. So I did that.
How's your hips?
Terrible. I do a lot of groundwork when I play goalie, so I get like a lot of slide tackles and stuff, and my hips are just broken. So being over 30 is wonderful.
But that was fun. Thank you again for playing. I also forgot to say, so the main segment of tonight, or the main sort of content, is going to be questions coming from people other than us. So people here in the audience, people on the live stream, Addie and Marshall and Manmeet are going to be pulling them all together so we can see them here. And we're just going to ask you guys live unfiltered questions.
Love it.
To kick things off, we already have some, but does anybody in the audience want to ask Joel or Sean a question? Sean.
There was a hand up right there.
How much money you guys spent on Hydro in a month?
Mosaic or a 3D printing nerd?
What's Hydro? What? Oh, the power bill. I'll let you guys go first.
We don't spend any money because it's all part of the rent, so it doesn't matter how much power we use.
Amazing.
So if anybody wants to do Bitcoin mining, we have got the spot for you. Your turn. You probably pay for your power.
Yeah, we pay for our power because it's at my house. And surprisingly, it's not that much because we don't have every single machine running 24/7. There are stretches of time where there are no machines running. Like getting all the machines running would actually be a full-time job in itself, almost like a print farm operator, which we could do if we had someone running a print farm. But what's kind of interesting about our house is we have 600 amp service to the house. It was originally 3 plots of land, and each plot got 200 amp service. So we have all 3 200 amp legs of electricity into the house. And so while I'm not paying a whole lot of extra for the power, just because I'm not using a lot of extra power because of the machines, I could if I wanted to, which is kind of really exciting. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Another one.
Over there.
Joel, how is your viewership evolving over time in terms of their demographics and also their use cases?
That's super interesting because what?
Probably want to repeat that into
Oh, because they might not have heard. What's your name?
My name is Sky Van Anderson.
Is what?
Sky.
Sky. Okay, thank you. A question from Sky. I don't think the camera can see Sky, but it was how has my demographic and my use cases for 3D printing evolved over time, right? And in the beginning, there was a lot of printing of just things because I was just really excited. I went to Thingiverse and I downloaded things and I was like, this is cool. Look at this thing I made. And I could feel it and touch it and it exists in 3D space. Now that it's become a lot, the cost of machines has come down and the amount of models available has flourished. And I think that while there's still a core viewership that really appreciates that sort of thing, they really expect more because I have the ability to do more. So while I still want to show off cool stuff I've printed, sometimes it has to lean more towards the practical just because people say, why are you wasting plastic on toys? And screw them because I'm not. Everybody needs toys. But a lot of practical stuff, bigger stuff, project-oriented stuff that might cover multi-episodes or multi-disciplines. So if I could print something and then use my CNC machine to make something that the print goes into, stuff like that. Or what they're expecting is for me to be able to showcase something that no one else might be able to showcase. And so recently we traveled to Kobo Center in Detroit for Rapid TCT. And what was really cool is we were the only people making that sort of content there about these huge professional industrial machines. And what I pitched to each booth was, what's really cool, I know you have tech blogs and industry rags and people like that are going to cover what your booth covers, but the people that I reach are the kids in STEAM, the teenagers in their garage, and these are the kids that are either going to be working for you or with you in the next 5 years. And they were like, yes, this is exciting. And the content did extremely well. So it's always a matter of course correcting and pivoting, but I think we've kind of found a bit of a niche in cool big projects, going to places where I can showcase really cool stuff, such as here, and just maybe every once in a while showing off a really cool model. Does that answer your question?
It does, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Sky, where'd you come in from?
I came in from Maryland.
From Maryland, which is so freaking cool. There's a good number
Is that
of people
far from here?
Yes.
I mean, as the crow flies, it's not that far, but it's another country.
It's another country.
Well, it's my country. USA. Apostrophe America.
Jeremy?
So, other than the viewership, giving you, money and pledges and stuff like that, I'm kind of curious what other things you want from your viewers as far as that we can do, because not everybody can, not everyone can give Joel $100 a month.
Sure.
I mean, what other things do you want the viewers to do to help you succeed, to make your show better and make it better for everybody?
Oh, what viewers could do would be to just subscribe so they are notified when new videos come out and to watch the new videos. The recent metric on my channel is that 60% of my views come from people that aren't subscribed to the channel. So they're just happening upon a video, or for some reason the YouTube algorithm is identifying a video of mine and recommending it to them. But really what I can ask from my audience is just to watch the content, and if you like it, maybe share it with a friend you think might like it as well. I never ask or require any sort of monetary donation. I do have the High Five Club for the Patreon and the $5 level of people, and we do produce extra content for that, but it's extra. I'm always going to produce these videos, and as long as people watch them, and if they like them, maybe sharing them, that would be fantastic. I'd like to flip that number, maybe make the 40% be the unsubscribed, and then something like that. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, so please keep the questions coming and brainstorm them for a second. I think this will all be a lot more hot if we all started eating. So to jump into that, what is a hot end? And I'm going to turn this one to Sean. Sean, what is a hot end?
It's where the plastic melts and then it spits it out. It poops it out and you get a 3D print.
Heard it here first.
The technical term.
Yeah.
Sit out.
Joel mentioned Rapid. So Rapid in Detroit a couple weeks ago. Well, you were there. Bobby's here. Dewey, Bob, and I were driving to Rapid, and we were talking about this event, and we were talking about what we could do, and we both watched Hot Ones, and we thought it's a really funny premise, and we said, Hot Ones, Hot Ends, we got to make this happen. So then the question became, how do you mix potatoes with hot ends? And before I tell you how it happened, let's get some ideas. How, if you wanted to make a potato-shaped hot end, without looking at how we ended up doing it or what you can sort of decipher, how would you go about making a potato-shaped hot end that's, safe to eat, scalable enough to make 24 of them? Any ideas?
Personally, for me, I would probably use 3D printing.
And how? And how would you use a 3D printer to do this?
Most likely, do you want me to actually guess?
Yeah.
Because you've shown me the photo.
True. Okay. So, anyone else have any ideas of how you would make a? Yes.
Cookie cutter.
Cookie cutter. All right. Jeremy.
Most popular way to print would be put substance in a paste and use some kind of syringe with a blunt end to print.
Yes.
Okay, so printing it, yes.
For printing, and we should have called the guys at Structured if we were going to print a paste.
Potato paste?
Yeah.
You make a profile for the end of an air cannon and fire it through.
Yes. That wins.
How'd you figure it out?
I really want to do that.
That's awesome. All right, so we basically tried all those things except for one. So we started with something that ended up being far too complicated. We started with a 2-part mold, and we didn't have potatoes, so we bought fries from McDonald's. And
Does that
Are
not
you
look
serious?
really appetizing to you? Can you see the French fries?
Yes. Wow.
I would eat that.
right?
Frozen French fries,
No, I mean, that doesn't actually look bad.
re-deep fried and covered in hot
Did you
sauce.
re-deep fry them? Oh,
That was the plan. We were looking to buy a deep fryer. There's potato flashing, which is so fun to say. I love that there's flashing
What did you use
potato.
to splice them together? Use
Sorry?
a splice cord to splice them together?
Boo.
Okay, and then we moved to a 4-part mold because they wouldn't come out of the 2-part mold. We were freezing them between.
Oh,
we moved
no.
over to McCain hash browns. McCain's here in Toronto. We tried to go for sponsorship. They weren't into it.
Savages.
And then there was a lot of failure. I don't want to make it look, we were baking things. It wasn't working. It wasn't coming out of the molds. And then someone was like, why don't you use a cookie cutter? And it's, it's part of that design process where you realize it's not about getting incrementally better, it's about trying something different. So that was a big epiphany in this process. So we designed the cookie cutter. And then we
Not bad, really.
Yeah. We added a second part to it. We actually added a part here. You can see this chamfer. It's important because it'll actually self-eject the outside of what you're cutting. Let me show you what I mean there. So when you hammer it down with a food grade hammer, it'll actually automatically separate the outside from the inside, making it a lot faster to make 24 of these. So that's our PEI Yukon Gold potato. And we tried sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are way too hard to cookie cut, so don't waste your time with that. We deep fried them, and then we ended up with some crispy golden brown hot ends.
Those look good.
Yeah, they're here they are. And then we had with the help of Manmeat and some of the other folks at Mosaic, adding our 8 hot sauces, which we will introduce in a second. It's quite the ordeal to get these hot sauces. And now here we are, ready to get started. So, Chris
How long did you spend on that? When you were supposed to be working?
way too long. This morning I wasn't at work because I was
Deep frying.
Yeah. I'd like to think it was worth it. Let's hope so.
We'll make it worth it.
Oh, this is going to be great. You guys are going to die.
It's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait.
All right, so for anybody who is not familiar with the premise of hot ends, basically what's going to happen is we're going to do a little bit of Q&A, but as we go through Q&A, we're going to go to progressively hotter and hotter sauces. So by the end of the 8, I think we're all going to be red in the face, sweating, and just having like an absolute blast up here.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And Mitch is not going to be joining us because he did all the work to make them, so we get to have the fun and eat them.
And we can't just swallow. I mean, we have to chew it up and really like.
You've really got to
get into it.
internalize the heat. Yeah, and then no milk for you guys either. That's just for me. All right, so anybody watching online, please put your questions in the channel. Anything you want to ask Joel, anything you want to ask Mitch or myself, we're happy to go through these. Or Sean, who is not as comfortable being in front of the camera as behind it. So
It's fair. That's fair.
awesome. If it's okay with you guys, we'll get started.
Yes.
All right, the first hot sauce I think is probably pretty obvious. If we can see, we probably can't see it on the stream. So do you want to bring the number one over, the sriracha?
Oh, sriracha. There we go.
I think we're all probably familiar with this. It shouldn't be too bad to start off with.
Rooster sauce in the U.S.
Yeah. There are other names that I won't mention.
We won't mention.
All right, so how about Sean? You can take the bottom row. Joel, you can do the middle, and I'll do the top.
Okay.
Fine.
So it's this one right here.
The first one on the left
Here,
side.
wait. You're gonna drip wonderfulness there. You should use a napkin. Okay.
I'm gonna mess up these tables.
Okay. Oh, it's like a piddly little thing, but that's all right.
We will get that nice sriracha hot end in there with the
There you go.
super realistic heat core that's missing.
You want a little more.
You're gonna regret that. You should do that for every single one of these, and by the end, you'll just be like,
oh my god.
"Well, strategically shift the
we-
camera so we can't see that you've left."
Don't we do cheers?
Right.
Don't we supposed
Cheers.
to cheers with it?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
All right, so
Sriracha's good.
I mean, other than the cold potatoes, the hot ends that are cold, like it's a little weird, but not bad.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you order up some McDonald's French fries. It's late. You maybe have had a bit to drink. You fall asleep on the couch. You wake up the next morning and there's French fries in front of you. You eat them.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Me neither. Good. You guys passed. You all passed.
All right. So first question: what's your favorite video of all time from your channel? What's the one you've enjoyed making the most? What's the one you've had sort of like the best audience response from? If you think about a video that you had to pick out of the hundreds, I'm sure that you made at this point, what do you think is your personal favorite?
Oh. Well, for me, my personal favorite is probably that stupid hairy lion video that everybody
huge
did.
G-Max hairy lion.
Yeah. Because it catapulted the channel to the next level, and it's really what started me down the path of being able to do this as a full-time content creator. I mean, I've done other things where I've created stuff, or like Fan Mail Fridays, where I've donated thousands of dollars to the hospital. Those are all great, but really, I need to recognize that blue. We called it blue fossa. Blue fossa. I need to recognize blue fossa as like the thing that kind of catapulted it to the next level. Yeah.
And is that, other than that, what's your favorite 3D print that you've ever done?
Oh boy.
That's a good question. And it's weird too, because all of these prints that I do, I kind of put emotion on them, or I attach emotion to them. I will print them and I'll let them sit, and then I won't want to throw them away because I care. I like them. I made this thing, right?
So do you have like thousands of 3D prints in your garage? And your
used
wife
to.
is probably.
I used to, until she said throw some stuff away. But long ago, one of the things that I did was sell cookie cutters. 3D printed cookie cutters. That's kind of what I did after I got my first 3D printer. And one of the cookie cutters I made was a little poo emoji. And
We should have used that for the potatoes.
I mean, we can do this again someday.
hot poop. That's
Hot
great.
poop.
You heard it here first.
But what was really cool about that, I discovered how to do a certain thing, because I used Photoshop at the time for 3D modeling, and I made the little poo cutter, and then the poo emoji has eyes and a mouth, so I figured out how to make it without cutting through the dough but depressing into the dough. And it was that learning process which then allowed me to create other cookie cutters kind of in a similar fashion, where it would cut some things and depress parts of the dough for other things, and then I sold them on Etsy. So I mean, I have lots of favorite 3D prints, but I picked that one because it was a specific thing that I learned to make more of something else, and I learned it, and it was awesome.
So the favorite 3D print you've ever done is a poo emoji cookie cutter.
We're gonna go with that.
That is not the answer that I would have expected.
No?
No.
What's your favorite print of mine?
Mini RC, or the non-mini, the RC.
Oh, the big RC?
F1 car. Yeah.
When it's done, maybe it will be my favorite, but
That was the one that caught my eye the most, other than the Lion, which was just insane.
yeah, they're the same. But I'm gonna finish that stupid RC car. We're gonna finish that.
We're waiting. 600,000 people who watched that video are waiting.
I know. I know.
No pressure.
Now over a year out from the original video.
I know. It's in my garage.
Awesome. All right, we are going to go to hot sauce number 2, and we're
Okay.
going to introduce our first slightly different game. So
Oh.
number 2 is something called Walker's Wood. I'm going to butcher this name, but the John Canoe pepper sauce.
Okay.
It's not that bad. Don't worry. So you can still put extra of this on your
I'm gonna
hot
do
end.
for every one of them.
Everyone. Oh,
You're not having potatoes with hot sauce. You're having hot sauce with potatoes.
right.
we're all having hot sauce with potatoes. Let's not kid ourselves.
Hey, the second row is mine, I thought. All right, I'll take your row. It's
my
fine.
row.
So
take your row.
Nice, not crispy, not warm hot end. Cheers.
Soggy. No, it's such a slow pour.
Nice and thick.
Is it? There we go. Wow. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good flavor. I like that.
quite nice.
It's got a little bit of a burn, but it's got a good, just kind of.
It's got flavor. It's not just hot.
Right.
And don't get used to it.
It's also hot. It's also hot.
All right. So, question. Turn around. Your face is on the screen like it always is.
There it is.
Explain this, Graham. What's the story behind it?
I found this print on Thingiverse or whatever, and I thought it was funny, and I printed it out, and I believe it was a looping Instagram or like a Twitter loop or something like that, and I held it up to my face, and I went, and it got thousands of views because I don't
That
know
was
why.
beautiful.
Because I have no idea why.
He does that all the time without that, by the way.
Sometimes, but that's where that came from. Wow, I haven't seen that in forever. Thanks.
We're bringing up all the good memories.
Yeah,
we
you
trolled
are.
your whole Instagram account looking for the ones we thought would embarrass you the most.
Well, I mean, that's
Mitch spent hours on it when he was
Dude,
cooking
I've been on that
potatoes.
for a long time. I'm probably not going to be too embarrassed. But we'll find out.
We can
I
try.
guess. We'll find out.
Awesome.
Was that a good story?
That was a great reenactment.
Was it?
Yeah,
The story was,
perfect.
yeah.
Exactly.
I probably still have the video on my phone.
Now we have that on loop.
YouTube does allow 10-hour videos. I mean, you could have a 10-hour just, me doing that. If someone does it, I will not copyright claim that video because that is fantastic.
All right, so next question. What's one of the most notable interactions you've ever had with a fan? Like, people come up to you at Murph, they literally form a line of like hundreds of people to talk to. You've talked to thousands, if not tens of thousands of fans. What's one interaction that sticks in your mind that you'll never forget?
It's going to get a little serious.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there are lots of incredibly positive interactions that I have with people, whether it's at cons or conventions or Murph or whatever, right? Or here. Everybody here is wonderful. But I also get a lot of not so wonderful interactions, or people that love the fact that internet provides some level of anonymity. And I remember I had a video where my daughter was in it, and someone left a comment saying something mean about what she was wearing. And then I went to that person's YouTube account and found them with like an old pillowcase. So I was like, oh yeah, well, you're the one with this cartoon pillowcase, right? And then they came back swearing at something. And I went and kind of did some investigation, and through pictures and dates and things I could recognize in videos, I had a general location of where they lived. And I said, I don't know what's going on in this place in Colorado, but what you're doing is uncalled for. Come on, why are you being this way? There's no reason to do that. Let's start a conversation if you want to talk, something like that. And they came back with, I'm really sorry. My parents aren't around much, and I don't have a lot of friends at school, and I'm really sorry about that. And so we had a bit of a conversation. I tried to help in ways I could, and I never heard from them again, but I really hope that, not all troll comments are gonna result in that sort of realization by any stretch of the imagination, but it was neat because I got through to someone. Right? It's just a little bit, and maybe that little bit that I got through was enough to change their life in some way, help in some way. Maybe I haven't heard from them ever again, but I hope that I was able to help.
That's actually beautiful.
You didn't
Not
expect
what
that,
I was
did
expecting
you?
you to go with it, but that's amazing. Must be good to be able to help, and I'm impressed at the length you would go to find a troll. So, no mean comments. Joel knows you're all from Toronto or the surrounding area.
Yeah, no mean comments ever come from anyone Canadian.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. It's okay.
All right. We're gonna go to hot sauce number 3, and then we're gonna open up for an audience question. So while we're getting this ready, please think about some embarrassing questions that you can ask Joel and Sean. I don't know if Sean's been picked on enough, so we might need to.
What is that?
Hot fusso. Hot fusso.
That's totally how you say it.
Hot fuzzo. I keep thinking of fuzz roda.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Take an arrow to the knee.
This one gets a little bit spicier.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going back to my original room.
There you are. Okay.
Back to my original room.
Okay.
The audience gets to try this one with us, actually.
Oh.
So here it comes, right on.
Who wants in?
That's awesome.
It's a number 3, so this is like.
Yeah.
I put too much.
Dude, you are mainlining that.
I've made mistakes.
Here, do you want to share? I can steal a little bit on my potato.
I'm taking it all.
Cheers.
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 Oh no.
Oh yeah, you're done.
Oh, that's got a little kick to it.
Yeah, so this is not bad.
It's got a little kick to it, doesn't it?
No.
You only get 1/3 of a glass of milk.
Let's do that. Choose that wisely. That looks good.
I'll talk earlier. I'll just put all the extra hot sauce on. It'll be great.
Wow.
Someone had to do it.
I'm glad that someone is you.
Yeah.
That was what some people define as fun.
All right, audience question. Did I see a hand?
Not exactly a question, but a suggestion. You guys should have put the hands on a heated bed.
We could have had a maker gear up here.
Up top, man. That is fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
Next time when you come back, we find hotter hot sauces. We'll have hot potatoes on a heated bed.
Sure. We'll cook them on the heated bed.
Iteration.
Yes. Yes.
That French food can't be there.
Yeah. Well, they'll extrude the potato paste in the shape we want, and then we'll fry it on the bed, and then
He'll put too much hot sauce on, and we'll just be right back here.
It'll be great.
Great suggestion. What's your name? Ricky, I'm Joel. It's really good to meet you.
Other questions? Cindy, did you have your hand up? No.
What's the hardest part about being a YouTube content creator?
The hardest part about being a YouTube content creator is that I'm in control of my own destiny, and it's cool because it means that I could wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning and eat ice cream for breakfast every day if I really wanted to.
Sometimes he does.
Sometimes I do, but sometimes. But I also have to remember I have a wife, I have 3 kids, and in the States we have to pay for a lot of our health care. We have bills, we have stuff that needs to everyone needs to eat, and so it's almost like it is a forced creativity position. It's gotten better because we have a lot of footage that's been shot. It's in the can, and it's just waiting to be edited. And thankfully, he's been a big help in coming up with some really cool ideas or ways to shoot stuff. And it's amazing how relaxing that is. And when it's more relaxed, then the creative process is a lot easier to go forth and hopefully make better content that people like. But really, the hardest part is just knowing that it's entirely up to me performing well enough that people will like it well enough to watch it, because enough people have to watch it in order for AdSense to roll in and bring me some money. Does that answer your question? Thank you. Oh.
Oh, do you ever get lonely while working alone? Because now you're at a company or anything?
He has me though.
That's true.
They literally live together.
Yeah. The question was, do I ever get lonely? And before I had Sean as an editor, what I would do is start the recording process, start the creating of the video process after my wife and my kids had gone to sleep, which is sometimes 10:30 depending on the day. Sometimes it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. That sucked. And then I would create videos and edit them and then have them out the next day. So there wasn't a lot of sleep. And when you're sleep deprived and you're doing this consistently, it can get really lonely and it sucks. But thankfully, I don't do that anymore.
Okay, couple of questions from the live stream. So one from Donovan Myers for Sean. So he wants to know why you still don't have your own Patreon, because you have some fans that want to support you.
We've discussed it.
Yeah?
So we have discussed having my own Patreon. I just have to come up with content that I can do to make it worth your while.
Well, one of the things you're working on, if you move in with Preston and you guys start creating some, I mean, there might be an easier way to do that.
Yeah, so I might be moving in with another YouTuber, Preston from Press Reset, might be moving out to Seattle. But that happens, we might do more like tutorial content for Premiere, After Effects, for people wanting to learn how to edit or do motion graphics, and stuff like that. So this is something where I can actually provide some value to a Patreon supporter.
Well, it'd be really interesting because there are times when he has to use After Effects or kind of cool editing techniques in Premiere or After Effects for videos. And if there's something specific in a video that he can call out and break apart and kind of do a tutorial on,
right,
that would be great Patreon content.
I think so.
Learn with Sean.
And I appreciate the question. Thank you very much.
Are you ever not wearing pants in your videos when you can't see the bottom?
I was gonna say I'm not wearing pants now, but people can see my pants.
I wasn't gonna talk about it.
I have a really tall workbench, and here's the thing: I like pants.
Why?
What?
Yeah,
Who
I like
likes
pants.
pants?
I like pants.
Like
I don't know
pajama
why.
pants, but not
I have
like regular pants.
I have comfy pants. I don't call them pajama pants. I call them comfy pants. And they have racing stripes on them.
This is why you work from home.
Yeah.
All right, we get it.
Yeah.
And one more from actually one of our team members, Ali. He was wanting to ask you this all week. What hair product do you use? Because this is like on point.
I use so. Okay, so when I first started making videos, it would be after work, and a lot of times I would wear a hat to work, and I just thought, well, I'm not going to wear a hat on video. I'm just going to take it off, and I don't care what my hair looks like. Now it's expected of me, and I have to have my hair looking like I don't care like it, but I care about it a lot, and it sucks. So I have like a paste, a gel, a clay, or whatever.
What's
and I
the
go
brand?
like this. I have no idea. My wife's mom is a hairdresser, and so she goes to the hair store where they have supplies. It'd be funny if it was the hair store and they had hair, right?
Yeah.
But they don't. They have hair supplies. And she gets me some stuff, and I try it, and it works.
This is a great setup.
Maybe
Wife's mom buys your hair products for you.
Yeah, she cuts my hair too. She cuts Sean's hair too.
Yeah. That's why.
One-stop shop: 3D printing, laser cutting, CNC milling, and hair cutting.
Oh man. All right, we are gonna go to the next one, and we have another Explain the Gram in a second, and we'll take a few more audience questions.
Okay, this is. No. I've got. It says
Wolf's
Bite. So you have to find Wolf's Bite.
We might be a little out of order. I think it's the one with the white top and the red. Yeah.
With the wolf on it.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
Wolf's bite. Wolf's bite.
Damn.
Okay. Are there any words on there that should keep us from eating tasty things? Yeah.
Do you think you can eat this? Question mark.
Wolf's bite.
Wolf's bite.
The logo and the label look like they were made in MS Paint.
They do.
Some people are good at MS Paint.
I'm curious if you're ever going to stop putting more on it.
I know.
You're already sweating.
I made the commitment.
Other people can't see this, but we can see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear screams from the Airbnb bathroom later.
These aren't the only hot ends.
What have I done?
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. You're awful. Ooh, that's got kick right up front. Yeah. Yeah.
A little less taste on the last one, too.
They're just fine. It's awesome.
Back to audience questions.
Okay, good.
Anything from here before we get back to the live stream?
It's heating up.
Charles.
What was your most frustrating or challenging print that you've ever done?
The print itself. Oh, that is a superb question. I don't know.
Sorry, the question is, we're going to repeat them.
Oh, okay, let's repeat them.
Everybody on the live stream can hear.
So the question was, what is the most challenging or frustrating print I've done? And I work with a lot of really good machines, and I don't have many failed prints. When I do have them, I call them out, but there's never been anything frustrating. I've had frustrating machines.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah. The Robo R2 is just a giant pile of garbage. And what's crazy, Robo, I'm going to go on a tangent.
Here we go.
So
just check out for
Robo sent one and it was broken, it didn't work, and they sent the second one and it was broken, it didn't work, and then they took the third one off the line and they installed some neat stuff in it. I think it was LED lights. And then they put it back in the box and they wrapped it up on a pallet, and then they put that pallet on a truck, and that truck, like a semi truck with one pallet on it, drove from California to my house in Seattle and dropped it off. And you know what? The lead screw was bent and it was broken. And I don't know if you've seen that video, but I tried mercilessly to get that thing working, and I did, because I scavenged parts from the second one to put in the third one. And people, it resonated with people. That's a good way to put it.
You almost didn't do it. You stopped yourself immediately, like when as you're about to rant, and you're like, you know what, Sean? No, I'm going to do this, and then you just went into it.
Yeah. And I'm glad I did.
Me too.
I've heard from some that Robo has said that they thought it was just har for the views. But it wasn't, because, you saw the raw footage. I wanted to get it working.
You did.
I affected their bottom line with this. I got an email from, Ryan, I forget his name, at the company. I mean, we've exchanged emails before. But you notice now, Braden from Robo has said that they've dropped support and don't sell the Robo R2 anymore, because they've pivoted to education, and they've rebranded the FlashForge Adventurer 3, or the monoprice Voxel, a 160 by 160 by 160 machine, enclosed, does ABS and PLA. It's a decent machine. It's like
well.
$350, $399. Robo sells it for $999. With lesson plans for schools. And whether or not you think that's okay, that's completely up to you. There is no wrong answer. But
what do you think?
Listen, if there's value in lesson plans, and to say there's not is to discount a bunch of teachers, right? And you don't want to do that, because teachers are awesome. So lesson plans are awesome. And if these lesson plans enable some kids to get interested in additive manufacturing, and then they grow up and they solve world problems later, then that's great. And if it's because Robo sold a printer for more than they should have, you know what? That might be a wash. It's just sad that a once great 3D printing company has foregone actually creating the machines, and they're just rebranding something from China and selling it to schools.
Speaking of schools, Tim joined us tonight from Orangeville, Ontario, with two of his students. Is that you guys right there?
We're best friends now.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for coming.
Can you take a question from the teacher? No? Thanks for saying I'm awesome, by the way.
Oh.
Tim is thanking me for saying he's awesome, just for that. For everyone. He's asking if we can take a question.
We can, right?
We can.
Of course we can.
Yeah, of course we can.
Ask away.
Okay, so Joel, I know you do a lot of work for Seattle Children's
That's right.
Children's Hospital. I just want to know how you think, they're doing a lot of 3D printing of artwork so blind people can experience it for the first time. How do you think 3D printing can help people who may have disabilities in their life? How can it be more accessible to everyone, I guess is the question.
Well, we're already seeing ways where like
What was the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Boy, in unison too.
We spend way too much time.
You're like half of a boy band. So the question was, how can 3D printing help those who are disabled or otherwise could use some help? What help can it provide?
An accessibility tool.
Well, enabling the future is great because they create low-cost prosthetics that work. But what we're seeing is people using advanced additive manufacturing methods to create really cool prosthesis for these people. There's Open Bionics in the UK. Their CEO, his name is Joel, so I already love him. And they create crazy cool prosthesis that like the Iron Man hand that Robert Downey Jr. helped a kid unbox, or my friend Daniel Melville. He has an arm that looks like the guy from Deus Ex.
Oh, awesome.
And so it's not just the functionality that these prostheses are providing thanks to 3D printing, but it's the fact that they look cool and people aren't necessarily afraid to wear them in public. It's almost like they're now cooler than us because they have this amazing thing, and it's true, right? So I think that 3D printing is helping with the accessibility of for people that need help with that, but also in the way that they're using 3D printing and that they're making it really cool and more, especially with kids, they're able to show it off to their friends and they're not being self-conscious about it. Does that answer your question?
Great, yeah.
Okay.
One more, and then we're going to go to the next Explain the Gram.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
go ahead.
Just to add on to that point, I think that also 3D printing might be useful for people with disabilities to advance their capabilities at home. You know what I mean? Like to be able to design something for themselves to make their life easier by themselves.
Yeah.
And I think what he was trying to get at earlier is, how do you think in the future 3D printing can become more accessible to people with disabilities to be able to use it properly? You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, if you have one arm, let's say, like, how do you think it'll be easier for people to work with 3D printing themselves? Like, accessibility is with the software and with the hardware.
Got it. That's a good question. So the question is how can 3D printing, or how can we help people with accessibility issues use 3D printing to help themselves at home? I think one of the things that's really contributing towards that is that we're moving away from an old RepRap style interface, and we're using touch screens and high definition screens that kind of show more information about what's going on. Also, machines that are driven by Octoprint or Duet boards, where you can access them via computer, and there's a good chance you already have accessibility built into the machine you're using. So if you can use the machine that's already built for your accessibility needs to control your printer, then I mean we're getting somewhere. We still, my guess is loading filament is still an issue that probably a lot of people have to deal with. Removing prints from beds, because I mean, I have to like Greco-Roman wrestle my printer sometimes to get that print off the bed. Someone in a wheelchair probably doesn't have the ability to do that. But flexible beds and PEI powder-coated beds where prints release, or magic goo where it just releases off the glass. So we're making advancements in the areas that are needed. I mean, more will always help, but I think that the big push towards remote controlled machines and touchscreen based machines is really going to enable future use. Does that answer your question?
For sure.
Sweet, thank you.
And with that, we are going on to the next Explain the Gram.
Okay.
Have no idea what this one's gonna. Oh no.
Oh, that is not it. That is not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. And not it. Not it.
What is that?
Those are potatoes, Mitch.
This one.
Oh, this one. That's fantastic. Anyone have any guesses?
I have a guess, but I'll keep it.
Playing cards.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. No.
Do you know what it is?
I don't. I'm gonna guess the Riley thing.
It's my daughter Riley. She is an incredible artist. She was just I think so. A lot of times she'll sit in the bleachers with us while we have 3 kids. So our oldest daughter or our younger son are playing baseball or softball or sports. She'll sit in the bleachers and she will draw. She just says, "It's on my mind," and so she'll draw. So this is actually some snake dogs playing cards, and this one doesn't like its face, so it has a mask on.
Okay.
And I believe they're playing Go Fish because it's how many 3s or 5s, and it's nope, and they're little snake dogs.
Snake dogs.
The mask was supposed to be like a poker face.
Could be. It could be. But her explanation was that they just wanted to wear a mask.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause. We wanted to give a shout out to a gift that was actually brought for Joel from one of our community members, Chris, over here, that the people on the live stream can't see, but everybody in Toronto can. So Chris runs an Etsy store called Versus 3D, and he was actually kind enough to not only design, but print and bring out this, going to make sure we don't break anything.
Break it. It's beautiful.
This custom-made 3D printing nerd clock.
Yeah.
So Joel would be taking that home with him.
It's palette printed.
Palette printed. Palette 2 printed. Palette 2 Pro printed, even better.
Nice.
So just wanted to sort of give a quick shout out to this. And a really nice gift for you.
Oh, it's a super gift.
You can hold it up and show it off.
Well, what's really great about this, if you look at the hour designators, they're nozzles. Great attention to detail, Chris.
Are we new best friends or what?
We're best friends. We're new best friends. Yeah. This is fantastic, man. You did a wonderful job. Print job. The print turned out great, and this will be in the studio.
It will be, absolutely.
Yep. Thank you.
Of course. Here, we will make sure that doesn't get damaged.
Well, it'll probably go back in the box, I would imagine.
We'll do that after.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to move to hot sauce number 5, called Mateus Flambeau sauce.
Mateus?
Mateus. Let's see, that was that one you were holding before.
That is the one with the two to the left. Yeah, that one right there.
Mateus.
So we actually know these quite well because they're always at our lunch table, which is why there's like nothing in it.
There you go. Mateus Flambeau sauce. Okay.
Oh, dropping my hot end.
Bring it over here.
Okay.
Do it.
Oh, jeez.
We got to keep it going.
Do you want to just drink the last bottle?
Jeez.
Wow, that's thick. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Oh no, too much. Gotta go all
As
the
it
way.
keeps going.
Well, we gotta do the whole thing.
All right.
Sure.
It's the length of it, you know.
You do you.
Cheers, team.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's all sauce.
Past halfway.
Yes. Thank God.
Oh, that's got a good. Wait. What's in that? That is a good flavor.
Yeah.
Like that would go good on whitefish.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. Right.
The rest of the art is good.
What? I can't hear you over how hot my mouth is.
All right. So, question for Sean.
Thank you so much.
What's something interesting or exciting about your life and role that people wouldn't normally think about? So you get to live with Joel. You probably see a lot of stuff, the good and the bad, and the rest of the stuff you've got going on. Like, what's something about your life that you'd want to share?
About my life, or about living with Joel in my life?
Anything that you think people would be interested in. So maybe both.
I think I am more of the nerd behind the nerd, right? So I am ultra nerdy.
He's pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
It's pretty nerdy.
My room is full of Power Ranger toys and Disney things, and so if it's pop culture nerdy or video game nerdy or tech nerdy, that's what I love. Which I was never into 3D printing until getting involved with Joel, but as soon as I got my hands into it, I was like, this is amazing. So if it's tech nerdy or big giant robot monster nerdy, it's all.
Disney nerdy.
Disney nerdy. I'm all for it.
And we have a question. Do you have shoes on right now?
I do. I hate shoes though. I'm a flip flop guy, so.
So that's where that's coming from.
I love shoes.
You love shoes. You love pants. You love.
I like being dressed.
And I'm a short. I'm a shorts person too, so I don't like jeans. If it's too constricting, I want.
I agree.
Yeah, just shorts. And that's what I usually wear when we're filming. Yeah.
So you do wear pants. He doesn't wear pants. Well, no, he wears pants.
I wear shorts that are just like basketball shorts or something. It's just nice and loose and just ready to go.
We're gonna leave that where it is, and we're gonna move on super quickly. So we're in Toronto. We have a couple people who came from out of the area, but also out of the country. So wanted to give a quick shout out to people who traveled. Who here is from the U.S.? Woo! Oh wow. That is way more. Wait, lives in the U.S. and traveled here today. Sorry, Chris.
Today.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Texas.
Texas. Did you come to Toronto?
I was already here, but I come here every 2 years, and it just happened to.
Fantastic timing.
Yeah. Welcome to Toronto. Jeremy?
From South Carolina, right outside of Charlotte, and my wife let me fly here just for this.
That's awesome.
He tweeted it. I saw it.
My dad lives in Charlotte.
So that was Jeremy from South Carolina.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
From Buffalo.
From Buffalo.
Awesome.
How far is that?
It's pretty close. It's probably the closest city in the U.S. from her.
Oh, really?
Driving.
Okay.
Maybe 2.
So on the map, where is Toronto?
In Canada.
In Canada.
It's in
Canada.
It's in Canada.
Well, I know it's in, but see.
Did you go to U.S. public school as a kid?
Yeah. I know your answer.
Me too. I still don't know where Manitoba is. And on that, we're gonna move on to the next hot sauce.
Damn.
What do we have next?
Number 6, we have the more spicy one from Mateus, the Calypso sauce. So this one is a really nice brown color. That's gonna do great things. Yeah, that one that your finger is on, Sean.
Okay.
Oh.
It's brownie, Calypso, Mateus.
And it must exist on your
says
table.
hot, hot, hot. So it must be hot.
It does say hot, hot, hot. There's no caution thing.
It is a wait. It is does it say a Scoville or?
There you go, Joel.
Joel.
What?
Boom.
Oh, it's right there.
We taught you in 10 seconds what American public school couldn't teach you in 20 years.
That's fantastic.
Welcome to Canada.
Wow,
I thought you guys were nice.
I'm American, so I get a pass on that. All right, cheers.
I learned something today.
No, not cheers.
Wait, we're still waiting.
Joel had it in his hand. I couldn't pour it.
I was admiring it.
It might take a minute.
Yeah, it's a little empty.
Like I said, people here like really spicy food. Half these we didn't even have to buy.
It's awesome.
But you bought the other half, so that
yeah. So now we have them for later.
Okay. Jeez, really? It's the same color as the
potato.
Oh. Oh, good potato. Very thick potato.
Yeah. That's good though.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of hot. That one's a little hot.
A little bit. Hot. Just wait. That's not even the worst one. We still have 2 more.
I
know.
And then the audience is going to try the last one with us, so we can all.
Quickly, I want to give a shout out to the men and women in the chair over there running the streets.
Yeah.
And the socials.
Addie and Marshall, thank you very much. Can you see us sweating on the cameras? I can't tell. You're doing great.
This is fantastic.
Totally. All right, we're gonna up your hot sauce on the last 2.
Sure.
Okay? It's not fun if you're not in pain.
It's a thing.
He's.
Well, that's because he's actually siphoning from the hot sauce gas tank. He's just kind of and then pouring it on.
All right, we have another Explain That, Graham.
Okay.
I don't even know what this one is.
Oh.
That's a finger.
This is at a lake house that my parents rent out every year. And then this is me holding up a Theta S and taking a photo. And then in software combined, it has 2 hemispheres.
It's a 360 photo, yeah.
And it's 360 photo, and then I compress it down to make it a small world photo. But it's
cool.
really fun on that like jet skiing, and there's my dad's boat and pulling the inner tube and kayaking and s'mores and all sorts of fun stuff.
The effect is super cool there.
It's kind of fun, right?
Threw something up. That's the thing.
Which we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do.
Could throw your expensive camera equipment in the air. We don't mind.
The Theta's not that expensive, but what if we 3D printed a mount for it?
Yes.
And then set it to record video, and then somehow modeled a slingshot, and then shot it into the air.
I love that idea a lot.
Let's do it.
Yes. Sorry, just recovering a little bit.
Do you want to turn it up? We can do the next two in really quick succession.
What?
So you won't even notice that they're two different ones.
That's not how that works. It's still gonna suck.
What do you think, Joel?
I trust in your decision-making capabilities.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Great. All right. So I don't even know if I can say the name of the next one.
It's a $sign.
Exactly.
In HE double hockey sticks?
Yep.
Hot sauce.
Are you kidding me?
What, do you know this hot sauce?
No, just the name of the hot sauce.
It's no, never mind.
Oh yeah. Okay. So why don't we just make a hot sauce sandwich for the last two?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put extras on both?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You got your milk stash. It'll be okay. Do it. You're being egged on from Addie. She put this whole thing together. You have to listen to her. She's really in charge here.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
Double slap.
Oh,
slap the wine bag.
We also have this for the audience. So we're doing two together. You guys are only going to do one, but the one that you're doing is the hottest hot sauce that we have here. It's actually the one I think that they feature on the end of Hot Ones every episode.
Close to second last one.
Second to last. Yeah. Last is last dab.
That's next time.
The bomb is usually
second last,
third last, something like that. Yeah.
So all the famous people who have been on Hot Ones.
Gonna do it.
That's because you've never tried it before.
Yeah, I'm so excited to try it.
And then if you're here in Toronto and you want to give it a shot, we'll be coming around with the tray.
Come on!
Everyone should do this one at the same time. So let's.
All right.
Give them a second.
I guess it doesn't matter. I'm sandwiching.
And while we're waiting for that, we can put these down for a second. We can ask another question from the live stream.
Oh.
Hand up for Man Meat if you would like a hot sauce. We have some palate-related questions coming in.
Cool. We can take those maybe at the end.
Sure.
Answer them pretty quickly. Yeah.
What's the other one? This one?
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good one.
You are correct.
Yeah?
Sure.
All right, so from Edward Williams on the live stream for Joel, who do you look to or who do you look at for inspiration and support? And the comment there is that a lot of people look at you as someone who is inspirational, who is, they do get support from.
Okay.
So who do you kind of look up to? Who's somebody that that fills that role in your life?
Well, a lot of times for 3D printing stuff, I tend to look towards the community itself for support. And inspiration. A lot of times if I see someone that models something really cool, I'm inspired to print it. Mm-hmm. Or if I see someone, sometimes there'll be someone who says, hey, I've only got 3 subscribers. I'm just making videos. Will you go check it out? And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So I'll leave a comment. Or sometimes I'll find people that are live streaming and they only have 1 or 2 viewers, and I'll jump in and start chatting with them, and that's a lot of fun. So a lot of the inspiration just for 3D printing and content creation comes from the community itself. I enjoy being a part of this. It's something larger than myself, and I think if I can continue to produce content that inspires people, and then the people themselves are putting out content that will inspire me.
So it's that recurring cycle that you want to get going.
Yeah, it's a never-ending loop. Yeah. But just I'm inspired by Sean just because he works so hard, and it inspires me to just not talk so much, or to take notes, or to do a good job. My wife is a stay-at-home mom with the kids, and I draw inspiration from that because she's working hard at home, and I want to be able to help at the house and balance my work with my life. And my kids are wonderful, and I'm inspired by them to continue to try and do what I'm doing because I want to be able to support them in their endeavors.
Very good.
Such a serious question, man.
We have an audience question.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Kind of a follow-up on that. If you were to open your YouTube app, who's your #1 subscriber in that list of subscribers at the top?
Let's find out. Okay, so is it on the YouTube app itself, or is it in the
YouTube app? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have the YouTube app?
I do. Let's say YouTube. Okay. We're going in. Let's see, and it's gonna be my channel, right? And then probably I don't know. Where does it say?
How do you find your
The
listing?
bottom, the middle button, I think, is subscribers, right?
Subscriptions.
Subscriptions, hit that.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to know who his #1 subscription is?
Yeah.
Not the subscriber. Gotcha. So for first person that comes up.
I'll go to all. Okay, well, it's sorted A through Z.
Was it you?
So, do you want most relevant?
Most relevant.
First.
Okay, thinking about it. Most relevant would be Wild Rose Builds. And then Corridor Crew, James Bruton, New Rock Stars, Pay Money Wubby, and Veritasium. Punish Props Academy, Thomas Sandlatterer. Yeah. Mr. Beast is in there. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like, sorry, let's pause this one until after, if that's okay. So I think everyone now has their potato. So just for reference, what Sean is about to eat is a little bit more than what everyone else has, because there are also Thai chilies that have been cut and added for the people up here, and they're sandwiching.
Is that a glue brush?
Oh my
No, it's a food basting brush.
Really?
Yeah.
It was new.
Seriously.
It wasn't
Brand
used
new,
for it.
washed. And
Thai chilies.
Who
Yeah.
did this to me?
Man-made.
You did.
No. The chilies.
Do you like chilies?
And then you were like, take the bottom row, Sean.
I have chilies.
We
on
all
mine.
have
No,
chilies.
we all have them.
We all do.
Yeah.
I thought it was just on the bottom one.
Yeah. Okay, so the one that everyone's about to eat is 1 million Scoville units of heat. Ready? In 3,
Cheers.
2,
Cheers.
Cheers. 1.
Love you all.
Oh crap.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's hot.
I can feel.
Yeah. When you swallow, it kind of just
Yep.
goes all the way down.
That was my first mistake.
Yeah, swallowing the food.
What? Wow.
Oh wow.
It's coming. It's creeping up on you.
Yep.
It's hit us like a truck.
I see people patting their foreheads.
You don't have milk. We have.
Ooh, now it's yeah.
How you doing, Sean?
I'm fine.
Don't breathe. It makes it worse.
Right. Oh yeah. I've made sure.
I bought some ice cream cones at the grocery store, and they're at the freezer back at the Airbnb. So I'm gonna eat ice cream tonight.
Yes.
3 hours from now.
You know. Yeah.
How's Sean doing?
It's the lips are on fire. Is what's happening because I made the mistake of like licking them.
Oh.
Oh, don't lick your. Okay. Noted. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wow, that is like I'm
It
drooling.
stays like that for a really long
Like, I
time.
felt like my eyes like bulge a little bit when I swallowed it. It was pretty bad.
Huh. You have the best roll up here.
I know. I got lucky.
You just get to
I had.
How is he not having? Someone give him something.
Here, you could just get that. Oh, you had it yesterday.
I had so much of it yesterday.
Cool. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want some milk.
I'm good for now. I don't experience
try
this
to get
often,
through it.
so I'm just trying to. I want to.
Do you want
really.
permission to drink milk, Sean?
Nope. I'm gonna power through it. I'm gonna do it.
You are sweating.
You got a little hot sauce on your cheek.
Oh, real?
Other cheek. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Don't wipe.
Don't wipe your eyes.
Here, come here.
No.
You're gonna spit it? You're gonna spit on it?
I am a dad. I have that ability.
Wow. It's not going away. Okay. You have 2 shout outs from the live stream that we just wanted to sort of pass your way. One from JC Productions.
Yeah.
Saying, as a physically impaired person, he feels that it's that you've shown it's possible to 3D print, and being a quadriplegic or paraplegic, you're going to have a lot of difficulty printing, but you, 3D printing nerd, have shown him that with a flexible bed, it's much easier for him.
Oh, perfect. Yeah,
So
that.
something I would see as really impactful for that person. So thank you on their behalf.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing.
And the other one is from, this name, LSD Bunnos, saying, please tell Joel that I wanted to thank him for being an inspiration to a 14-year-old and 3D printing he has started for me. Much love. I think there might be a transcription error there.
What?
But thank you from a 14-year-old for 3D printing.
Oh yeah, this person, LSD Bunnos, and I'm hoping that they can talk about their username because normally I don't associate LSD with a 14-year-old.
And what's a bunno? Like a bunion?
Well, no, they've got bunnies as their little profile pic. So LSD must not stand for LSD. That's my guess.
Yeah, I would agree. But thank you.
I disagree.
From this viewer.
You disagree? Thank you. Cool people.
All right. Any questions from the audience here? We'll take a couple more from the live stream. Go ahead, all the way from Texas.
So my question is, since we kind of heard the story about maybe a printer that you hate, what is your favorite printer and why?
Oh, my favorite printer. I love talking about this one. My favorite printer is the one that's doesn't have a bunch of stuff piled on top of it, and is loaded with filament and ready to go, and the slicer is up in my computer. Yeah, it describes a lot, doesn't it? So the problem is, like, sometimes the Prusa Mark III, I'll kick off like 5 prints in a day on that thing. I will just jam on that thing. It is awesome. And then sometimes I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna go get some prints done on the Pro 2 Plus, or the Ultimaker 3, or the Maker Gear M3, or
the CR10,
or the CR10, or the Matter Hacker's Pulse, or the whatever. Everything is very good about performing certain tasks, and if I have a print that I think the Maker Gear M3 will do better at, then I will print it on that. I mean, obviously, I really like my Prusa machines. I think Joe does a really good job making these. He's got a great team, and they make great machines. But also, I like the Ultimaker series of machines. Has performed really well for me. My friends at GMAX, I mean, I gave it away, but that performed well at the time. And when the 2 comes to me, I hope it performs well. So it's not really, I don't know. I don't have a favorite printer like I don't have a favorite child. They're all my favorite. And that's not being political. It's literally just, I have a lot of love in my heart, and I love all of them. And the printers too.
In the back?
Bear with me, a little bit of a businessy question. What do you think it would take for 3D printing sales and use to grow dramatically? And what user groups, professions might that growth come from?
As you're looking for the growth of 3D printing in what?
Sales.
Just in sales.
Growth of the market.
Oh, I see.
Repeat the question.
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay. So what would increase sales of?
What would it take to increase I'm going to paraphrase a bit, but the general market size and the sales and growth of the 3D printing industry? Like what verticals, what use cases?
Oh, okay.
Would help improve
would play into
people
that.
selling things, right?
It's interesting because you asked that question, but when we talk about the professional and the industrial side, we have multi-million-dollar machines that can, like there's one EOS machine that has 4 different lasers that can run at the same time on a bed of titanium powder and make a part 4 times as fast, or make a bunch of parts faster. And there's a lot of really cool innovation. It's really costly innovation, but we're seeing that additive manufacturing market just continually grow in the professional side and the industrial side. So in the hobby sector, or in the prosumer sector, or the consumer sector, I think that things just continue to need to get a little bit easier. So flexible beds and powder coated PI and Magic Goo and all the stuff that allows the print to release easier, that is great. Any way that you can load the filament easier is going to be wonderful. Any way that you can communicate with the machine easier is going to be great. And anytime you can do all of that at a price point that people think is fair, you've really got something. And the problem is, what people think is fair isn't always what's capable, right? And so it's just, it's a matter of finding that middle ground. And I don't know when that will happen, right? I think it's continually getting there. I think that FDM printing is always going to be the choice of the garage tinkerer sort of person. Like I don't think we're going to see some evolution of the Prusa machines on the kitchen counter. I think that what we need to do, I think that what will help grow that market is to have these kids in STEAM classes and engineering classes in school grow up, get into these professional areas of additive manufacturing, and then pick up machines for home use. I think that's going to grow that home market even more. And the reason I say that is because when we were at Rapid in Detroit, I spoke with a gentleman by the name of Rob at the GE Additive booth, and we were talking about these titanium wheels that were 3D printed. And he had his entire experience with additive manufacturing has been these multi-million-dollar machines and these crazy sorts of things that sinter nylon and titanium and stainless steel. And so I started talking to him about what I did on the channel. He joined up on Twitter and he started tweeting at me. And in fact, before he left the show, he went and bought one of the Creality machines from the Creality booth at Rapid because he got excited about the technology. So imagine, I mean, this is a guy with a wife and a couple kids, and he's older, kind of like me. But now if we take that principle and we apply it to young people who are passionate and driven and really excited about this with fresh ideas, we're going to get more growth. Does that answer your question?
Short answer, robots.
Sure. That's a good answer for everything.
Yeah. All right, we are going to wrap up, I'd say, in the next 10 minutes. So we'll take maybe one more question from the audience. I will say for everybody here, Joel will be around, so you can definitely get your questions in. So don't worry if you can't ask it here. And then one more from the live stream. So go ahead.
Kind of along the same lines as what he said, how do you feel about the, I don't want to call out China, but that market sector is kind of the one that has the almost stagnated, but it's gotten cheaper. I mean, they don't make new stuff, but they make it more affordable. How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like we need more innovation, or do you feel like we need it to be cheaper? Like you said, what do you feel like is that, point to me? Like is it going to be in that direction over there, or is it going to be kind of home? Somebody making something new and fresh.
You want to paraphrase
the question?
Yeah,
I can paraphrase.
Yeah, do it, because that's good for the live stream.
How do you feel about what China is doing to the industry, making things really the same things cheaper instead of innovating and driving new features? And do you think that's better for the industry, or do you think they should be on feature set? So cheaper or better, I guess, to paraphrase.
Well, that's a really good question, because originally there was stagnation in the Chinese market as far as 3D printing. I mean, how many ANETs caught fire, right? Yeah. But we're starting to see responsibility within the Chinese companies for the products that they're producing, and really all these companies based in Shenzhen. I mean, it's a manufacturing wonderland. They can have 500 pieces of a machine kit ready to go in 24 hours easily. But we're starting to see more community responsibility by these companies, and I think they're starting to see the value in the community, because we have people that are modding their Ender 3s, they're modding their CR10s, they're modding their GTECs, they're modding their ANETs. So I think we're on the right path. I think that there's no way that what we can do in this industry can survive without China. There's absolutely no way. And I think as long as we as the community embrace them but work with them in order to provide feedback, because there's tons of people who have made mods for these Chinese printers, and Creality has seen that and then started to include those. And so while they're not innovating, they're paying attention and they are making better. And I don't know what the end game is for this, right? There's no way here in the US we're going to be able to manufacture at the level that China can as far as additive manufacturing goes for hobby-based machines, right? They have a lock on stepper motors and extrusions and little, cheaper boards. They can do it all. So
10 cents a board.
Right. But we as a community then have to hold them responsible for providing a good product. And I think that's starting to take hold. I think what we're seeing is Chinese companies with quality control sending out decent product. Like if you look at a CR10 kit 3 years ago, and you look at the same kit today, it has documentation in the box, usually spare parts, better packaging, more foam, the boxes are taped better, and it doesn't look like it's put through a chipper shredder. And the lead screws aren't bad. Right? So I think we're on the right track. I think that what China's doing is good, and I think that if we as a community can continue to work with them and encourage them and be an ally with what they're trying to do, I think we're going to see a lot of good out of that.
At the end of the day, it makes it more accessible for people who wouldn't normally be able to get into it, which is fantastic. So
I love telling people, $250, man, look at 3 printers.
Exactly.
And it's good, and it's quality controlled, and you can trust it.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have one more question from the live stream. So, Joel, you've made a living out of 3D printing. What are some ideas for making a little bit of money with a 3D printer to support, someone's getting into the hobby or being in the hobby? And this is from Donovan Myers.
Okay.
From online.
Hi, Donovan. I think one of the ways that would be great is to productize what you can offer. And by that, I mean, if you have a 3D printer and you want to make things for people, don't necessarily go to your friends and say, I can make anything you want. Just pick and choose. Let me know what you want. I can make it. Try to find products that you can offer with your machine. Like what I did is I created cookie cutters that were relevant to pop culture or logos of companies or something like that. And people just kind of went for it. If people had custom ideas for cookie cutters, they could send them to me. And if I thought, well, I can spend the time to design that and then maybe other people will buy it. But part of just saying I can do anything for you as a business means it's almost like you're offering someone a Swiss Army knife for their problem, and what they really need is a specific blade or tool in the Swiss Army knife. And so rather than saying I can print anything you need, try to come up with maybe 5 different products where you say, hey, you know what? I have these 5 cool things, and then you can target their advertisements or specifically watch out for people who might need these things. And then you can say, this is a service that I provide for this thing. And then you might have some good luck.
Fantastic. Thank you both for taking the time to eat some really hot potatoes with us and talk 3D printing.
That was so much fun.
Of course, we loved it.
Thank you.
Really quickly, so we are going to wrap up. Thank you everybody who tuned in on the live stream. We will be posting this later if you want to rewatch it. And for everybody in Toronto, if the people who are from Mosaic could really just quickly put up your hands so that everybody who's visiting us could see what you look like. If you're not from Mosaic, please say hi to these people. They really made this night possible. They made Palette possible, and they're the ones here who are working every day. And they're all incredibly, incredibly friendly and welcoming because we are Canadians and that's what we do. So thank you all for coming out. Joel and Sean are going to be around. Everybody from the team will be around. And yeah, thanks everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, live stream. I hope we're still live because I'm waving at the camera.
And we are no longer live.